What's up, everybody? My name is Bonk Smooth. I'm joined today by my beloved Rosie, and we are here to tell you about stats in this game. Now, I could not have made this video without the help of two prolific leaderboard players, Angel and Buttcrack Bandit. Thank you so much to these guys. I joined their Discord call and just asked them a million questions, and they really helped me out. So, I guarantee you're going to learn some stuff from this video. I guarantee there's some stuff you didn't know. Make it past the first few stats, and we'll get to the important stuff. But we're just going to go right down the stat list and talk about everything in order. Also, the leaderboard is full of stinky hackers right now, so you won't see their names up there. But if they were gone, you would totally see their names on that leaderboard. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the video. Starting off the list with HP. HP is important in casual play. If you get hit a lot, it'll help you, but I think it's just worse than armor. HP does become pointless in these ghost waves because enemies will just destroy you. It has direct scaling. Anytime you see HP going up, it is a direct value. It's additive, basically. I don't think anything multiplies it. Next, we have armor/evasion. Armor and evasion have a soft cap at like 94%, but they hit diminishing returns pretty early on. So you're never going to hit 100% for this. Moving on to Lifesteal. Lifesteal requires a brief explanation. So if you have 7% Lifesteal, you have a 7% chance to heal for 1 every time you hit something. Now let's say you have 101% Lifesteal. You're guaranteed to be healing when you hit something. Now there's a 1% chance that you'll heal for 2 at that point, and there is a 99% chance that you're just going to heal for 1. And that's basically how it works. For any percent above that, I don't think there's a cap, but you really don't need to stack it that much. Thorn is a 1-to-1 damage ratio, may be increased by damage percent, but we're not too sure because nobody wants to research thorns because thorns suck. Don't build thorns. I do know that you can't thorn something through shields. You can, however, thorn something through Aegis, so that's important to note. Next, we've got the Dmg Multiplyer. If you are supposed to do 10 damage and you have a 2 times multiplier, you're going to hit for 20. And that's about it. I don't think this ever caps out. You can have ridiculous numbers on it. Did you know that poison is actually affected by your damage multiplier? An interesting thing to know and an important thing to know. If you're going to be poisoning things, which you probably are because multi-cheese happens. And multi-cheese kind of carries some games. Next, we're going to talk about crit chance. For every percent above 100, you are going to have additional crit damage. So basically, crit chance is just always good for casual play, and it's never bad. Cool. That makes Clank a homie. Infinite scaling, my man. An important thing to note is if you get the spaghetti fork item, that it's going to give you a chance to mega crit. I don't think your mega crit is affected by your crit chance. Obviously, you know, you could say it's affected. You want to have 100% chance, so you have the most chance to mega crit because you're always hitting a crit, but that's too nerdy. Now, the fork also gives 15% crit chance. It just doesn't say that, so that's fun to know. Attack speed. There's a soft cap for attack speed around 2,000%. Attack speed is an incredibly important stat, and you should be getting this as much as you can. But at a certain point, your character just does not really make use of more of it. So that's important to know. But you do want to hit that point so you can be as strong as possible in the current meta with the on-hit effect from Joe's dagger, carrying a lot of games. Next, we got projectile count. Now, the top players have informed me that I've been wrong about this one, and I'm sorry for misinforming you guys. I was going based off visual stuff, but these guys are saying that even though the projectiles are not visible, they are still there. A very easy way to take note of this is if you get an Aegis and you have all these shields spinning around you. A really easy way to test this is if you have the Aegis weapon and you're being surrounded by shields, you will only have a certain amount, but they will not go away if you have more than the amount you're seeing. Like, let's say you can see 20 shields spinning around you. You might actually have 40 shields spinning around you, you just don't know. But they won't go down until first 20 are gone. So they're saying that that's how every other weapon is working. Let's say you have 100 projectile count and you only see like 30 bananas on the screen. Apparently, there are more bananas inside the bananas. They're actually going bananas. It's crazy. But I believe them, and you should too, because they're very good players and they've played a lot. So, quantity apparently does not have an upper limit. Do with this what you will. That's incredible information, and it just makes quantity just really, really, really good. And it already was really, really, really good in casual play. That's kind of crazy to me. Next stat is size. Do you want to cover the whole map with your BS and just kill things by looking their direction or not even looking their direction? Size gets insane, and it is part of the current meta to just cover the whole screen. Now, some women will say size does matter, but what really matters is aiming. It doesn't matter if your Dexecutioner looks like it's going across the whole map. If you are behind a wall, you are unable to hit things that are above you or whatever. The weapon still works as it would work originally. So if you're on a level down, your Dexecutioner will not be the thing that's killing those enemies that are above you, basically. Items like the Moldy Glove, however, will just cover the whole screen no matter what. As long as you're hitting them, enemies will be poisoned by the Moldy Glove's hit effect. Projectile Speed is really not important. You really don't need this. Maybe for bouncing effects a little bit, it'll help you, like bouncing shots from the Bouncing Dagger or the Revolver. Them going a little bit faster might affect your damage output, but do not take this skill. It's very useless. There's only one skill more useless than this, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Duration is actually great for stuff like the Black Hole or the Axe. It's just going to make your shots linger around. I would never take the duration tome, but taking a duration from a shrine that you have no better options from is a valid choice depending on your build. Next, we've got damage to elites. This is a really, really good stat, and its damage calculation comes at the end of the calculation. So it's basically just a multiplier at the end of the math equation, and that makes it very powerful. Damage to elites obviously is going to be one of the most important stats for casual play, because elites are the things that will not be going down easy. So get some of that. Knockback. It's really only for Black Hole. At the current meta, it works very little against the ghosts that come at the end of the waves, and its effect goes down over time. Also, if you have too much knockback, you can troll yourself out of being able to win. You can push the boss back way too much and just never be able to kill them. It also causes me to lose blue and yellow skeletons all the time. When I'm using a shotgun, I have to make sure I do not aim at those skeletons. Do not take knockback too much. Movement speed is just really a nice stat for casual play. It'll help you zoom across the map if you have issues with bee-hopping and stuff like that, gaining momentum. Movespeed can really help get you going. Now, there is an interesting idea out there. We think that there's a speed penalty. The deeper you go into stages, the less fast you are. So like tier 1, your movement speed is unpenalized. Tier 2, you're a little bit penalized. Tier 3, you're more penalized. I believe that could be correct. This is coming from the top players as well. Just conjecture, though, as most things are. I believe speed is a multiplier. The multiplier is additive. And items like the cape, the white cape, when you take damage, you move a lot faster. I believe that is just entirely multiplicative because it makes you move fast as hell. It's actually insane how much faster that makes you. Jump. Now, jump height basically works like this. If you get 15 jump height and you started with 100, you're going to be at 115. It's very additive. With a single feather, though, you can carry your momentum harder. You can do some crazy things. You can reach the skybox with a single feather if you know some crazy movement tech. But it also kind of sucks because it increases the amount you're knocked back by. You will never get a shrine again. You will struggle to kill boss shrines because if you get hit and you have a feather, you are going flying. Watch out for this item in casual play. If you don't want that in your life, maybe banish it so you can beat the boss and stuff. Now let's talk about luck, one of the most important stats in the game. Now, luck has no upper limit, but it does maybe have diminishing returns after a certain point. But luck is complicated. We're going to take a few moments to talk about this one. Now, the top players have said you'll notice a significant increase for blue at about 100 times the luck, a significant increase for purple at about 300, and 400 will greatly affect your legendaries. When I say a significant increase, I just mean you're going to see them a lot more often. Now, something to note is you're never guaranteed anything. You can have a gazillion luck and still get a green item if you're unlucky, but the chances for getting a green get so much lower at about 2,000%. You still will get purples and stuff, but green and blue are almost never there. So Angel actually kept stats on this when they were opening chests at the end of the game. they had about 3,000% luck, and out of 200 chests they opened at 3,000 plus luck, 150 of those were legendary, 40 of those were purple, about 10 were green or blue. I'd like to briefly interrupt this video to talk real quick about how grateful I am for the community's response to these videos. The algorithm has really been pushing them, and you guys have really been supportive of them. I think it's really important to get the information out about this game as soon as possible, so that's been my goal every single day. If you like it, please consider subscribing. Regardless, thank you for the comments, thank you for the nice words, thank you for everything. Back to the video. Let's talk about difficulty now. What does difficulty do is a question many of you might have. Difficulty increases all the stats of enemies. It will slightly increase their move speed, but it's going to increase their HP, their damage, and the amount of enemies that you'll be seeing. Difficulty does drop off at around 600%. That's when mob spawn rate maxes out. So going above that is a little silly, but you do want to hit that point if you're going for high kill runs. Anyway, if you're curious about difficulty, you can look at the challenge section for maps, and it'll basically tell you what difficulty does. It's going to increase their HP, their scaling, their everything by however percent it says. Pickup range. Guys, we've got the most useless stat in the game. Let's go, baby. This thing is so not needed. If you are even doing casual play, you know the magnet item exists, and there's at least 1 to 2 magnet shrines per map. Also, the boss will just yoink all the XP on the map for you after you kill him. I would never level up pickup range under any circumstance. It will never be worth it, ever, never, ever. Skip this one. Next, we've got XP. Now, XP caps at 10 times the limit for XP, but a really important thing to note for XP is that Echo Shards exist, and they just give you a 12% chance to double your XP. No matter what your XP is at, your XP gain is at, the Echo Shard will just make 2 of those shards drop. And it's a huge difference. Now, having a couple of Echo Shards by the end of a run could be the difference between 300 or 400 levels. It's actually insane how good this item is. There is conjecture that if you had above 120% chance on your Echo Shard, so basically if you have 10 Echo Shards, then you'll have an additional 20% chance for it to drop more. We believe it might work like Lifesteal at that point, but nobody has had that many Echo Shards to find out, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. XP is incredibly important. It is what will make you strong. It is what's going to allow you to level up everything. XP is king of the game right now. It's an incredibly important stat. You should always be taking that XP tome. Next, let's talk about gold gain. Gold gain is a multiplier. It has no limit. It's decent. You can get more gold, and it's just a little nice to get. Now, people like Robinette will really benefit from having more gold, but they also have innate gold gain. I don't really take this stat. You shouldn't really take it unless it's your best option. Silver gain, I would never touch, because if you play enough, you're just going to have too much silver at the end of the day. If you were just starting out, yeah, you could probably get some silver gain in your life and farm it up a little bit. But silver gain, not really worth talking about too much. Works the same as gold, blah, blah, blah. You'll notice, though, the deeper you go into a wave, the higher the silver gain gets. So if you want to gain a bunch of silver, just live forever. That's the advice I have to you. Next, we got a really important stat that's going to be elite spawn increase. It's great because elites have a higher chance to drop items. It's great because elites have a much higher chance to drop items. And it's great because elites have a much higher chance to drop items, and they'll also drop you more XP. Now, we're thinking the thing with XP is that the crystals have different colors and different values to them. We think yellow is probably about 1.5 or 2 times. Purple might be 2 or 2.5 times. And did you know that if you kill a zillion enemies in the same spot, they'll kind of conglomerate into one crystal if you don't pick it up? A single red XP shard, which is the highest value for an XP shard, can increase your level by like 300 to 400 levels if you're at the end of the game and you have not touched it for a while. That's kind of funny to me. Be careful of what crystal you pick up. You might end up being stuck in a menu for 10 years. XP does never disappear on the map. XP will never disappear on the map, so don't worry about, picking up urgently. You can always come back later if you don't need it right now. Now let's talk about power-up drop chance. This is incredibly important as well. This might be the most important stat in the game next to luck, simply because power-up drop chance increases the chance for chests to drop. It is insanely valuable. It is the best stat in the game, and it's that simple. because items carry games, you need these items to do really well. Take my word for it, items are so important. So is XP. It's debatable which one's better. Now, I don't believe Powerup Multiplyer affects the chests that you'll be getting, but it does do some really nice things for you. It'll make your block items that you pick up last longer. It'll make your shield last longer. It just makes those things last longer and work better for you. I don't know if it increases like the max movement speed you get from the blue power-up that makes you run real fast, but I know it increases the duration. It does not affect the world though, by the way. It only affects those clocks that you'll pick up. So don't worry about, leveling this up for your Zawardo runs, trying to hit crazy high levels or anything. It's not going to do it for you. And that's it. Special thanks again to Angel and BootyBandit for really helping out with this video. They gave me so many useful tips for this. I cannot thank them enough. And you will see their names on the leaderboard. They're incredible players, and they love this game right now. As soon as those hackers are gone, they'll be up there. The next video is going to be about items. Now that we've gotten stats out of the way, I feel like we can make an item video. Goodbye from me and goodbye from sweet little Rosie. And happy bonking out there. Good luck. If you have any questions or you think I got anything wrong here, let me know. But I will see you next time.